Okay, next we're going to apply what I call the plating mask. What we want to do is we want to plate the through holes of the circuit board, but we don't want to plate the whole board. So I apply a mask which just uses the same mask as the solder mask stencil, negative, but I'm going to do it with some resist, and then I'm going to go ahead and plate the areas that the resist doesn't cover, which is the through holes and the pad that completely surrounds the through holes. What I have is I have some Scotch tape and a light table, some negatives, which I will show you how to make in another film, a UV exposure unit. I'm using a UV exposure unit that I got off of eBay, which was made for printing plates, and a circuit board which has been laminated from the laminator with some resist, etching resist. It's meant for etching, but we're going to use it for plating today. This board's already been done. I have a board here in the drawer. One thing to note is once you put the UV resist on the printed circuit board, it is UV sensitive, so you don't want it out in the light, you don't want it underneath the lights up above, even though I had UV filters on these lights. The light table, if I leave it on the light table for more than 30 seconds or so, it already starts to expose the resist, so we want to be careful with that. So we're going to move rather quickly. The light's a little subdued, it might be a little hard to see, but you'll get the general idea of what we're working on. What we're going to do is we're going to take the printed circuit board with the resist on it, we're going to lay it on the light table, we're going to take the mask, we're going to go ahead and line the mask up to the proper side, and then we're going to tape it down and we're going to expose it, and we're going to do that real quick. I like to do the bottom first. In an earlier step I've engraved which side is the top. So here we go with the board that's ready to resist. So we're going to take the board, we're going to go top side down, we're going to take the bottom mask, we're going to line it up so that it covers the pads. So you line up the mask so that you cover all the holes. The trick is to get them all covered. Like that. I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape. I'm going to take it to the board. Make sure we still have alignment. Slide it off of there. Put it underneath the pressure plate. We're going to expose it for 25 seconds. We wait for 25 seconds. Right now there's UV light exposing that resist. Here we go. 22, 23, 25 now. Stop the exposure. Take the board out, pull the bottom mask off, throw it top side up, take the top side mask, perfect, take it down, slide it off, put it in the exposure unit, lock down the plate, clear the timer, there we go. Wait 25 more seconds, and then when this is done we're going to take it to the wet lab and we're going to develop it with resist developer, just a standard way. Reason I like to use the solder mask is because it actually removes the resist in the area where even the surface mount technology pads are. What we do if we have a little trouble with this one. There we go. We have to remove this anyway. There we go. We take off the covering. We're going to let it sit for 10 minutes in a dark spot and gel. so to speak, and then we're going to go ahead and develop it. And that's how we apply the plating mask, so that when we copper plate the board, only the pads and the through holes get plated and not the entire board, and that allows us to use a much smaller tank of copper plating solution and a much lighter process instead of trying to surface plate a whole board.